Good morning. What's up with everybody? What's good? What's good? Good morning, y'all. Hey, thank y'all for coming over to listen to me in the morning for the college game day picks. Before we get started today, man, I just wanted to go ahead and toast y'all with y'all coffee and everything and whatever it is that gets your morning day going, man. I'm glad you come in here and come spend it with trucking. You feel me? So go ahead and pat yourself on the back. You dig? Hey, man, look, as y'all can see, I got some of the games pulled up. I got the first game on the slot that I'm going to talk about. Then I got some of the other games. So if y'all just rock with me real quick, man, we're going to go ahead and just kind of recap this real quick, as fast as I can, these other games real quick that's going on. Sam Houston and FIU. Sam Houston gets over FIU barely, man, by 3 points in that game right there. So shout out to them, the Conference USA. You know, they balling and everything. UTEP gets over Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech gets over UTEP, excuse me, by 4 points, 14-10, as y'all can see. Kennesaw State took down Liberty. Wow, that's crazy. If y'all know, we've been watching this the whole morning, y'all. Like, it's crazy the fact that Kennesaw State took over and beat Liberty. Like, how? Like, wow, that's crazy. But that's considered an upset. If you know college football and if you've been around college football, that's considered an upset, like crazy. You know what I mean? Kennesaw hadn't won a game up until that point, came into that game 0-5. They was 0-2 in the Conference USA, and they come and beat an undefeated team like Liberty. I don't know. Liberty might be riding they high hills. That's what I'm saying. Could their playoff chances be gone? I don't know. Jacksonville State takes down Middle Tennessee State 42-20 in good fashion. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? They beat them by 20, so we'll say that was a blowout fashion. Old Dominion beat Georgia Southern 47-19. I thought that was another kind of an upset because Georgia, well, they were both undefeated in the Sun Belt up to that game, and Old Dominion had been playing some tougher opponents, but Georgia Southern is Georgia Southern. They normally run the Sun Belt, you know what I mean? Them and Georgia State, it's bounced between both of them, and to be honest, that was kind of an upset type of game, especially the way that they won that game. They totally dominated Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern looked like they cannot move the ball, looked like they couldn't do much against Old Dominion in that game. So that was a good one. Pitt just we seen what Pitt did to Syracuse. They totally dominated them. I talked about that the other day. It's just they totally just it was crazy that game. All right. Now and then just last night, we seen Louisville come back. Now, that game right there, that Louisville game was something else, wasn't it? Y'all, like, if you seen that Louisville game yesterday, Boston College had been up in blowout fashion on Louisville. They was blowing them out. And like I told y'all, and like I was saying yesterday, I got Louisville to win the game if you took them on a straight money line. I said that. And then I was like, if they gave Boston College the points, I would take Boston College in the points. Now, this is just yesterday. I tried to make it a half an hour show, but it went over a little bit. But yeah, like that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Boston College covered in their points and Louisville won overall. I mean, I don't get everything right, but I was right on that game. And that's because I'm trying to bounce around and watch a whole different kind of games. I'm watching so many different college football games. I'm not creating content the way that I should be, like working and watching games and trying to, look at film and know teams so that I'm possibly on the right mark when I'm making these picks, right? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of work that go into this stuff. Man, Boise, they beat UNLV. I thought that they would beat UNLV. I was going for them. You know what I'm saying? I was rooting for Ashton Genty. Now, the question I got for y'all out there is Ashton Genty's Heisman. Is his Heisman race over? I mean, he had 130. He was only averaging what? He was averaging 4 yards per carry last night. I don't think that's bad, but that was against a top 15 rushing defense too. UNLV's rushing defense was there. Their passing defense, however, wasn't. And they did enough. Boise State did enough yesterday in a passing game to get over UNLV. And like I said that yesterday. Like, don't sleep on those wide receivers. And Ashton Genty being the problem that he is, and how much he creates so many eyes, and so much traffic goes to Ashton Genty that those wide receivers and that quarterback just had to do the bare minimum. And that's exactly what happened. He only threw for 200 yards yesterday, but they still was able to get the win over a tough UNLV team by 5 points, 29-24. All right. And I'll pick on some other games, but what I'm gonna do right now is get up into the 10 picks that I got. Shad ain't here today with us this morning. You know what I'm saying? He's super busy. Shout out to the broski. we'll be back rolling. I'm sure of it, man. He got a lot going on. I just want my boy to go ahead and get straight A's in college. You know what I'm saying? Lockdown, go ahead, become another African American engineer out there. We need more people to bounce around. So salute to my brother Shad out there working, bro. I'm thinking about you and I'm gonna hold it down for you while we out here. You dig? I got you, bro. I got you. All right. So yeah, Notre Dame taking on Navy. Now in this game, I know y'all out there thinking this, that, and the third. Y'all like, man, trekking. He just be talking. He like, you gotta understand me. I have to learn how to use my words with you people. I be thinking y'all got telekinesis, and some words I just don't use because I'm thinking you can read my mind or that you could just understand because you're supposed to be from the area that I'm from, but you be fronting because what you is sitting in the basement somewhere on your computer. You ain't doing that, right? So I'm thinking we supposed to have that connection, but I have to use my words, and I'm getting better with that out here. You dig? All right. So Notre Dame is Notre Dame, right? They are Notre Dame. And Cliff may not agree with me on this, but hey, it is what it is, Cliff, right? Look, Navy and Army have been balling up to this point, right? The Navy has their passing game, I don't think is there as Navy's. They are undefeated and they will play Notre Dame tough. Notre Dame has had trouble stopping the run. Navy will run the ball hard and they will play tough defense. Their passing game may work just enough, just similar to what we seen Boise State and UNLV last night. Notre Dame will get this win, right? But the thing is I do believe that Navy will cover. Notre Dame will win, but they will not cover the spread. I do not think that Notre Dame will cover the spread today. Me personally, I would probably take Navy in the 13 and a half or 14 points that they got. But Notre Dame will win overall. So if you want to go overall, that's what I would do. I'm just saying, I don't want to be responsible for your change, but I tell you right now, but if you win, go ahead and drop me 10% in the chat. You dig? But yeah, man, that's who I'm rolling with right now today. Me, myself, I'm rolling with Notre Dame, bro. I think they got this game overall, but I do think that Navy will cover. All right. I think it'll be a close one if Navy runs the ball. If Notre Dame can't stop the run, it's going to be problems for them. Next game up on the slide. Yo, I'm telling, this is right here. This game should be a good match. Style makes fights. I don't think that Washington offense can stand up to this Indiana defense. The quarterback, Curtis Ryuk, he's out. I like saying Ryuk. It's Rourke, Curtis Rourke. I like saying Ryuk. I've been talking about him. The nation just picked up on him. If you've been following Truck and Chubby, go ahead and give me my just due. I've been talking about Curtis Ryuk going to Indiana since the preseason of this year. So if you've been following me, you've been looking at my content, then you know I've been trying to put y'all game with Indiana before the season even started, and what Kurt Signetti and Indiana Hoosiers may be able to do. But that's just to each its own. Whatever. All right. Now, I think in this game right here, Indiana wins this game. The backup quarterback, I think his name is Jackson. He's a dual threat quarterback. He can move a little bit more than Curtis Ryuk can. He's more athletic than him. So I think that just poses a different problem to Washington, to be honest. And Indiana's defense ain't going to miss a beat. Nobody on that defense is really out. Everybody's a little bit banged up this point in the season. But I'm not using that for no excuse. They're a well-coached team, well-oiled machine, and they at home. I'm definitely, without a doubt, taking Indiana Hoosiers to win this game, man. I'm about to check on my the chat real quick and see, make sure ain't nobody, but y'all all rocking with me. So let's just go ahead and finish off with these picks. Ole Miss taking on Oklahoma today. I took Ole Miss to win the SEC. I don't think that that's over today, but this is a must-win game for Ole Miss. This is a must-win game for Oklahoma. Why? Because the Oklahoma Sooner fans they want wins. They're used to having a winning culture, and to beat a team like Ole Miss at home would make such a statement to this team. This team has a young quarterback. You know what I'm saying? They're going through things right now, and they're trying to get it mapped out. But Oklahoma is right there. They are right there. It's like it's like a pinch of salt. It's like they're right there. They're within arm's reach of grabbing this SEC and really getting a hold on to it and being able to ride this thing out in the SEC. And I think next year they'll definitely be up for the challenge. You know what I'm saying? Because their players will be a little bit older. thinking that a lot of these players from Oklahoma go over and they come back next year, right? And the transfer portal don't affect them as much. But each is shown, y'all. I think that in this game, Ole Miss wins, but I don't think that Ole Miss covers, man. I mean, I think they're giving them like I don't know, something crazy, almost like 20 points. Like they're expecting Oklahoma to lose by 20 points at home. Like, damn, smoky shit. Like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I'm just saying, like, that's a lot of points. Too many for me. But yeah, I gotta go. I'm going with Ole Miss in this game to win the game. If I gotta go ahead and pick straight up, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm going away. That's in that game right there. But I do think that Oklahoma is able to cover that spread because that's a crazy spread right there. Georgia Tech at Virginia Tech going down. Oh man, I think it should be a good one. I think it should be a good one. I think this is one of those games where style makes fights. You feel me? Because everything we know, Virginia Tech got one of the most. They got the best pass rusher in the nation. I don't care statistically wise. Powell, I can't even pronounce his last name. Powell Velandarad. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Like I can't even. I have to get it on paper. You know what I'm saying? Or actually read it. I'm sounding crazy right now but it sounds like a finishing move from Mortal Kombat. That's all I know, and that's what he be doing, finishing quarterbacks off. And I really like what he be doing out there. I like the way that dude look. That he's a beast. And don't be sleeping on Bashor Tootin. Is that how his name is? Because he be toting that rock. That man be carrying that ball. You hear me? He runs like no other. And I think both of these teams is like built like that. But which defense is going to be able to slow the team down? And I think that I know Virginia Tech is the favorite in this game. And I think they're giving like Georgia Tech a couple of points or something like that up on it. It's crazy. It's weird to say because they're used to playing each other in the ACC. I wish, you know what I'm saying? So I'm in this particular game here, man. I want to go with Georgia Tech with the points, right? But I'm like, Virginia Tech is at home in this game. So I'm gonna go with Virginia Tech. You know what I'm saying? Kyron Jones on my fantasy team. I need him to do something. My fantasy team is garbage this year, but I don't care. It's all good. This was more supporting Coach Hayes and his thing. You dig? But yeah, that's what I'm going with Virginia Tech in that game. All right. This game. I think this game is like they are because Alabama's at home, right? They're thinking that Alabama is going to make Mizzou pass the controller. Just pass the controller. You know, when you up by 21, you got to give it up. There's too many of us sitting around in a circle waiting to get our turn. So when somebody up on you by 21, you got to pass the joysticks, dog. And I think that in this game, why would they think that Mizzou? I know Mizzou has not been playing perfect, but I think that they're just one of those teams that's going to get it rolling later on. And they've been able to skate by playing these incomplete games. I have not seen Mizzou play a complete football game yet. I have not seen it. Not yet. I have not seen Mizzou play a complete game today. If any game was to wait and to play complete, it's going to be against this Alabama team. Now, Alabama, I know the Alabama fans is hot right now with y'all team and with y'all program or whatever, but damn, y'all, like, give him, I mean, it is a new coach there. He's not Nick Saban, right? You know what I'm saying? But he does have the talent there. Alabama's been playing a little sloppy, and it's like, therefore, I think it's safe to say that Alabama won't cover, but I do think that they'll win at home. But I don't think they're going to cover no damn 21 points on Missouri. I mean, that's just me, though. That's just me. That's just me. But I'm going with Alabama to win this game, though. I'm picking Alabama to win. You dig? All right. And that's that right there. So the next game I got up here is Penn State at Wisconsin. Yeah, I got the Penn State and Wisconsin game up here. And that's for a reason. Because, number one, this is a Big Ten game. Wisconsin has figured it out. They have figured it out. I don't know if Tyler Van Dyke going down was the best thing that could have happened in Wisconsin. I hate to say that, but since he's been gone, the first time he was in that Alabama game, I believe it was, and They got blown out in that game. And that's that new quarterback had no practice time with his team. But the next week, they got rolling. And they just seem like they just been rolling, man. I think they just been rolling. I think they're on like a 3-game win streak, man, right now. And they're looking all right. And they're at home versus Penn State. They're used to playing Penn State. This is not new to Wisconsin. This is not them playing Alabama. This is playing Penn State. They're used to what Penn State does. But I do think that Penn State is a lot better than what they were last year. But Penn State always is like a 10-2 team, 11-1 team in the Big Ten, right? It's going to be, I think this is a good game today. But I got to give the edge to Penn State, man. I think Penn State just got what they need. And I think that the backup quarterback for, not young quarterback, but excuse me for that, but the quarterback for Wisconsin will not be able to handle Abdul Carter and that defensive line for Penn State coming at him today, because Wisconsin is going to have to pass the ball today. That's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to pass the ball. They're not going to be able to run all over Penn State today, in my opinion. I don't think so. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely going with Penn State in this game, even though they're away and Wisconsin is at home. That's what I'm rocking with, man. That's my pick. Yep. LSU at Texas A&M. Oh, yes. LSU at Texas A&M. I want, see, in this game right here, I want Texas A&M to win, right? I want Texas A&M to win because I like the parity and these teams losing and whatever else, and bouncing back and just mixing it all up. But the SEC just seem to have been beating each other and knocking each other down. Like, that's just what it is. Whoever wins the SEC may not be undefeated. We already know that, right? But Texas A&M right now, I think, is sitting undefeated, right? And for that particular reason, Nussmeier is just underrated. The quarterback at LSU is underrated. I think so. He need a lot more respect on his name. Texas A&M being at home, that stadium be rocking like crazy. They are built to beat them, man. Texas A&M is built to beat LSU without a doubt. They're one of the last remaining undefeateds, I think, in the SEC. I believe. I don't get me wrong. I can't remember or not, but I could check the schedule real quick just to make sure. But anyhow, in this game, I'm taking. This is a tough pick, man. I'm gonna take LSU to win, man. I'm gonna take LSU to win in this game, man. Then A&M's at home, man. But I'm taking LSU to win this game. Don't ask me why. But look, why? Okay, if I had to put a why on why I'm taking this LSU to win, it's because I think that LSU needs to shake up the college football world. I like to see these underdogs kind of winning this game. I think it's going to be a hard-fought game because I do think people think that Texas A&M quarterback, he ain't that great. I like him, and I like the way he plays the game. I like the way that they play. I think that they came in a stride, but I do think that LSU quarterback, like I said, he's underrated. That team is, and they're showing up right now. So I got to roll with LSU. I think they got the hot hand, man, for real. I do. I'm rolling with them. SMU at Duke. SMU at Duke. Let's go. SMU at Duke, bro. And I'm going to talk about some other games. There's a lot of games that I don't have on here, but I'll talk about the other ones here in a second here. SMU at Duke right now, bro. SMU, they're going to beat Duke. They're going to beat Duke. And I'm going to take them in this game. Duke is just, I don't know what Malik Murray, why he's not using his legs as much, why he's not using his athleticism as much, right? But they came in a stride and Duke barely got over Florida State University, right? Without a quarterback. That's a team playing without a quarterback like Michigan in the Big Ten. They are the equivalent. You know what I'm saying? Michigan don't have a quarterback. We know that. Florida State don't got a quarterback. People know that. But still was almost able to beat Duke. SMU is a full, complete team. I've seen SMU play a complete game. They are a problem. They could beat you running. They could beat you passing. They got two different quarterbacks to where they can swap between. They got all the receivers. They got tight. They got defense. I like SMU in this game. I really do. And I think that SMU keeps they roll them, man. I know like they got the same record, and for some reason, Duke can't crack the top 25. But here we are talking about Duke being this team that is good in the ACC, but they can't crack the top 25. There's a reason for that. I don't know why. Maybe the experts see something that we don't. But what I do see is that SMU is a whole complete better team than Duke, and I don't think that. I don't think it's close. I don't think it's close, y'all. I don't think it's close, and I'm picking SMU to win this game. Period. Point blank. Texas at Vandy. This game is it should be a good one. I think Vanderbilt is the most slept on team in the country. Nobody's seen them coming. I didn't. If you seen Vanderbilt coming the way they come in this year, shout out to you. Shout out to you. I'm giving you a round of applause right now. Shout out to you. If you had Vanderbilt playing the way they playing right now, shout out to you, because that means that you did an extensive background on this team to know that this team was going to perform the way they are right now. People saying, oh, they barely beat Ball State. Man, Ball State came in that game, played that game like it was the Super Bowl, like it was the last game on earth. Vanderbilt is a underdog team. Texas is Texas, man. They got everything down there. I hope Quinn Ewers do not show up today and fold. I hope he don't fold today. I hope that he goes and they play this team. As long as Texas plays this thing and respects them and beats their opponent, does not play down to the opponent, they'll roll them. But I don't think that it's going to be by 18 points, though. That's crazy to say that, right? It's crazy to sit here and say that. But I just don't think it's going to be by 18, because I think Vanderbilt's better than that. And I think they should have been put some respect on Vanderbilt when they got over Alabama, when they went and beat Kentucky the way they beat Kentucky, and the way that they're playing these teams. Like, you got to give it up to that coaching staff. That coaching staff has that team ready to play whoever they're playing that particular week. And they just know how to neutralize and play to that team. And I think that Texas should be a good test for them. But I don't think that Texas blows them out. But I know Texas wins this game, though. Hands down. I think Texas wins, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. That's just me, though. But it could be. And now I could be wrong. I'm always wrong. Every week I'm wrong. I'm picking 50 games a week. I'm always wrong on some of the games. All right. Cincy at Colorado. Well, I like what Brendan Sorsby has done over at Cincinnati. I think that Scott Satterfield has done an excellent job with Brendan Sorsby coming from Indiana, the quarterback that played there last year. I thought that Indiana had some decent receivers last year. Their offensive line was a little bit of questionable at Indiana, and that's why they got in some trouble. Brendan Sorsby under pressure. I want to see how he looks under pressure today. Colorado's defensive line has been playing lights out lately, right? This the last game. They had 7 of them between multiple guys. Sam Okinola getting there, BJ Green getting there, Keaton Wade getting there. Who else? You just call a name out, they're able to get back there. So that goes to show what Warren Sapp, I can't remember the other coach name right off the top of my head, what they're able to do with that defensive line at Colorado. They've been doing an excellent job with coaching that front 7 at Colorado on defense, and they've been able to hit home. I want to see what he do under pressure, because that is where he gets a little frustrated. He forces his throws, makes bad decisions, and that's based upon what he did last year. Now, what Scott Satterfield had done with him this year, they're able to get the ball out of his hands quick, and that's why you see Cincinnati hitting those 10-yard passes, 7-yard passes, because they want to get the ball out of his hands as quick as possible, because of the fact. And that's just why, because he gets flustered under pressure and he just loses all fucking, it just seemed like his mind go blank. He starts seeing ghosts on the field. And if Colorado can do that to Brendan Sorsby, then this would be not even a close game, because then they have Cincinnati one-dimensional. Cincinnati can run the ball. They do got Pryor back there. He's a shiftier guy, more athletic type of guy, and Corey Kiner is their bruiser type of back. Colorado does have Shedeur Sanders at quarterback, LaJohntay Wester at receiver. They got Travis Hunter back today, which will be a problem. And they're probably going to need him on that defense because despite what you may think, no, I don't know Cincinnati's receivers' names, but they can play. And yes, they will. And sometimes they haven't hit the deep ball, but I'm almost sure today they will test Colorado with the deep ball. They will do that because that seems to have been a weak area a little bit. They will do that. I hope that they don't stack the box to try to stop the run. They shouldn't need to, the way that defensive line been playing for Colorado. Um, I'm taking Colorado today, man. I'm rolling with Colorado today. I think that I was wrong in what I picked. I took Colorado to go 5-7 this year. Obviously, they already won 5 games. I may have been wrong on Colorado this year because of a lot of things to do. I'll save that for another live or another day, my explanation upon that. So you're just going to have to continue on tuning in. But I will give them their props. They have improved this year. And it's just what a lot of us been saying out here. We've been waiting to see this out of Colorado. We, regardless of people calling us haters, people have dragged us online. I've been dragged on X by your favorite, by Jake from fucking DNVR, by fucking Dalvin the Truth. Everybody got a piece of Truck and Chubby on X and said what they needed to say about me and what I had to say about Colorado. But this is everything that you're saying out of them is everything that I was talked about. He don't know ball. He this and that. He's just making his opinions, blah, 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 whatever. And we all have, right? But this is what I've been wanting to see about it, this team. This team playing like this. This team doing the way they doing. I still do think that this offensive line is shaky. I do think that the offensive line is shaky. But I will say this. This is a test today to see if this offensive line is going to hold up because Cincinnati has the lead in sack leaders in the Big 12, some of them on that defense. The defensive line, number 2, he's a big guy, clogging up the middle at 3 tech, going right over, playing the 1 and the 3. He's real good at doing that on defense. And then you got their edges, their defensive ends. They can hit home. So they will be tested today in that 3-3-5 stack that Cincinnati likes to run. So we'll see what's cracking with that today. But yeah, like I said, once again, and I got to make my pick, Colorado. I'm rolling with them today, man. That's what I'm rocking with. What's up? What's up, Nicole C? Yeah, I'm up early. I'm always up early, man. I got to come up early on these Saturdays. I didn't even see your comment, Nicole C, because I be on the other screen when I'm trying to work the little shit I got going on there. I can't see the other screen, the comment. So that's my bad if I ain't get to you as quick as possible. Yo, so Nebraska playing Ohio State. I think that Nebraska, their season is already it's not a success yet because they won 5 games last year. So they got to win a bowl game, right? They got to go to a bowl game. They got to win 6 or more. I do think that Nebraska can win 7 games on their schedule. I don't think it starts today versus Ohio State. I want to see, but in this game, I want to see what Nebraska does against Ohio State. I want to see if they take Ohio State and make Ohio State open up the playbook and play them like they would play Oregon or anybody else. That's what I want to see out of Nebraska today, right? I know we all thinking that Nebraska just made lose this game in blowout fashion. I don't want to see a blowout from Nebraska. I want to see Nebraska play Ohio State to the core and play to win this down back football game. Because I don't believe that besides Oregon, nobody has really played Ohio State and went in there and said, we can win this game. Now, Ohio State has all the talent in the world. They have all the talent in the world. But Matt Rule and Nebraska, them coming off the losses that they had, y'all have to make them coach. Make them coach that football team. Play Ohio State like that. I got them win in the Big Ten, of course, Ohio State, but that's what I want to see out in Nebraska today. All right, I want to see Nebraska play them tough, man, and I think that they can. But I do got Ohio State in that game. I already did the Notre Dame and Navy game. I did the Washington. I did all these games right here. I already picked those games. UNC at Virginia, real quick. I think Virginia wins that game, but for some reason, I kind of want to go with UNC. I personally, when I picked my picks on FanDuel, I stayed away from this game because of the fact that UNC can beat Virginia. That UNC should not be 3-4 right now. That is a team that fucks up your bets. And the reason why I say that is because they're 3-4 right now with one of the best running backs in college football on that team. That quarterback literally just had to take care of the ball. That defensive line for UNC be on point. The problem is with that defense is their cornerbacks is a little bit questionable, but they're always on the field and they're tired. They should beat Virginia. They should beat them. But Virginia being at home and having the confidence that they're playing with, as long as you have confidence, it seems like Mac Brown's team is not up for the task. But I guess I would have to say Virginia because they're at home. But I personally, I did not make that bet on my FanDuel this morning. I just didn't do it because I was like, there's no point. I like, come on, that's gonna fuck up my money. Buffalo and Ohio. Now, the MAC, if you've been paying attention to me a little bit, the MAC has been every conference in college football. You seeing the bottom teams beat the top teams, the middle teams lose to the bottom. It's just back and forth. It's back and forth for every conference, and that's why I love college football. I've been paying attention to every single conference, and the MAC is no different. Toledo is supposed to be the favorite to win that division. I took Toledo to win that, but Buffalo beat Toledo. But then Buffalo lost to a couple. They lost, and Ohio lost to Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio was what 2-4 or something like that. It's just crazy. Like, but I would take Buffalo in the points in that game against Ohio, even though they're going to Ohio. But Buffalo's a tough team to play. Charlotte and Memphis. Charlotte and Memphis. Memphis, Seth Hannigan was supposed to be one of the Heisman favorites. Memphis is supposed to be on top of that conference. However, Army and Navy is in AAC right now. Charlotte seemed to be struggling. They lose to like Temple or some shit like that. Some crazy like Damn, that's fucked up. Damn. Why'd it do me like that? Damn, dog. They even fucked me over like that. Why StreamYard? Why should be doing me like that, man? Why they be doing the boy like that out here, man? That's crazy the way they did me like that. They just cut me off midstream like that. Like, what's going on? Like, that's the second time. I don't even know where I was at, man. They done fucked up my whole stream. Like, that's crazy, man. I'm suing y'all people, man. That's crazy as hell, man. They done fucked up my whole stream, man. Fuck is wrong with this? Like, I messed up my whole stream. Messed up my whole stream. Like, that's crazy, bruh. That's crazy. I'm out here streaming and it just like want to reload or something like that. Like, what's up with that? Dang, man. I didn't even know now. And I'm on the other screen. I'm working other screens. So I didn't even know that I was out. I don't even know where I left off at. I don't even know where it went off at for real, for real. I think I took App State in that game, Mississippi State in the points, Miami of Ohio, East Carolina, Illinois at Oregon. That's a good game. And to be honest, I'm gonna go ahead and I want you want to say that Oregon is going to win this game, but I don't know if they beat Illinois by 21 points. That's a lot of points, and to beat Illinois, and they're only sitting at 20. But they just beat a tough Michigan team. And I think if Michigan played Oregon, I don't think Oregon blows out Michigan. I don't think that happens. So I think that that's almost easy to take Illinois in those points because you giving Illinois 3 touchdowns. So above Oregon. So they're already ahead of Oregon by 3 touchdowns. Oregon's good, but to say number one, it's not your average number one team anymore in college football. It's just not. And what do I mean by that? One loss in college football, me and Shad already talked about this, is no losses. 2 losses right now in college football is 1 loss. Excuse me, hold on. Yeah, I had to get something to drink. Throat getting dry. But yeah, so speaking with that logic, like there's going a number one is not what it means anymore. The number one team is not what it means. Like, what do I mean by that? You're the number one team because you just said that right, but I don't think the number one team is supposed to be more dominant than a number 20 team, so dominant that they beat the number 20 team by 21 points. I don't think that happens. This is a Big Ten conference game. I don't think that Oregon would beat Michigan by 21 right now. I don't think that happened. So Illinois, you're going to front me 3 touchdowns versus Oregon and Illinois, even though Oregon's at home. I'm taking that. Illinois is a tough-ass football team, but I think Oregon will win this game. But if you're going to give me 3 touchdown lead on Oregon, I'm taking that. They giving out. That's free change. Let me get that. Period. Let me get that. Let me get that change. I'm taking that. BYU at UCF. People think that they're the underdog in this game. That's crazy. People think that UCF is going to beat BYU. That's crazy to me. We seen what Colorado was able to do with them. BYU is just a different animal. They're different. They're different. Nobody has been right about college football. Not me, not Vegas, not the professionals. Nobody has been on point with college football this year. Nobody has been. Because every week we're seeing the ups and downs, the lefts and rights. We're seeing all that every week. Every single week we're seeing that going on. So with that being said, like, I'm going with BYU in this game to win because I don't see why they're not the favorite to win this game. They're 7-0 and they're 4-0 in the Big 12. And maybe because last year's game and UCF seemed to have been picked up with Jakari Brown playing. I think for Miami, they look a little bit better. That offense does, to be honest, but I'm not sold on UCF and not in this game. Beating BYU, that's crazy. I think that's disrespectful to say that BYU is the underdog in that game. I do. It may be a good game. I guess they think that both styles match up, and what UCF is great at neutralizes BYU. But shit, they do got a better quarterback than Oklahoma State. I will say that UCF do. So we'll see what happens with BYU. And that's only because of Oklahoma State. But Oklahoma State ain't supposed to be that bad. I already did the Missouri and Alabama game, Northwestern and Iowa. And Northwestern is a tough football team, good program, well coached program by David Braun. But I don't think that they beat Iowa. Um, they will play Iowa tough, but Iowa is at home, tough place to play right now in this time of year. I think that Iowa goes ahead and they beat Northwestern. So that should be a good one though, wherever channel that's on. Missouri, Maryland taking on Minnesota. That's a good one. That's a good game right here. And I think I took Maryland in the points. I think in this game right here. I took the points in that game. I do think that Maryland will win this game. I think this is a good matchup though for both teams. This is another good one that's going to be on FS1. Check that out at 3:30. That's definitely going to be a good game. I think so. Both sitting at 4-3. One's 1-3 in the Big Ten. Maryland is, and Minnesota is 2-2 in the Big Ten. They said good game. Damn, man, they messed up my whole stream, man. I'm just like, right now, it's just like, should just end it, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna finish through. It's like you on stage performing and you forget some of your lyrics or somebody drops the mic. I ain't stopping. This is what I do in the morning. I'm going through all the games, and that's it. I think Rice and UConn being at 4-3 and an independent right now. Don't let that fool nobody, man. That's a for all I know, UConn could be in the AAC, but Rice is 2-5 and 1-3. Um, Tough game. I stayed away from it, and I'm gonna stay away from it now because I think that's a setup game. You don't know who's gonna win in that game. Wake Forest is the favorite over Stanford. Wake Forest, like I said, I seen them play tough against Clemson, Stanford. However, that's another one of those games where that sorry records don't mean a sorry game. It's playoff time for these teams. These teams can't lose no more games. They have to win out. They got to play tough. Stanford is going to play really, really, really tough because they still trying to make a bowl game or whatever, right? And Wake Forest is going to play tough because they're in the ACC. They had to travel over to Cali, and I think that may play a difference. So Stanford may have the edge in this game because of that. But I do think that Wake Forest is the better team. And that's my analysis on that team. I didn't pick that game, so I'm not gonna pick now. Oklahoma State and Baylor. Baylor had their defense. I told y'all about that defense. I explained that, talked about that a little bit in the offseason. I made a couple videos upon Baylor talking about them, the confident in that defense, them older guys. They seem to have gotten it together versus Texas Tech. I don't know if they could recreate that magic against Oklahoma State. If they could get that offense rolling the same way, I'm sure that defense will. I don't know if Ollie Gordon's banged up or not in this game. It's hard to pick between both of these games, right? But both of these teams, you think Baylor would win this game. We want to say Baylor would win, but Oklahoma State, they do got the team, a decent team, and they got to win. Did I pick this game? I think I took Oklahoma State in the 6. I think they gave the touchdown to Oklahoma State, and I think that's what I took. But I do think Baylor gets it by like a field goal, but I think I took Oklahoma State and like whatever the points that it was. That's what I did. I'm just saying. All right, Texas Tech and TCU. Texas Tech played Baylor the way that they played Baylor. TCU, why is Eric? Why we forgetting about TCU? It seemed like we just forgot about them a little bit. Like they just kind of under the rug. Sonny Dykes, what they're able to do. Josh Hoover's out there balling. Like he's another quarterback that got the stats up there. That team back, that receiver back, and TCU's a tough team. They're a tough football team right now, right? I think later on in the year that we'll start looking back and looking at TCU like, oh man, like how'd they get hurt? But I do think that Texas Tech is a complete team, but TCU being at home is a tough game. I think I went with the points in that one, but I would go with the over in that game for sure. That's what I would do in that game. Go with the over points because we seeing both of these offenses could score. The defense is probably not really there. Went with the over on that joint. I think that you'll hit. I don't know what it is, but if it's like 52-48 or something, I'm taking it because I think 60 points will be scored in that football game for sure. Southern Mississippi and James Madison. James Madison University should win that game. They lost a game that they should not have lost at all. I don't know how. Southern Miss has been playing tough in the Sun Belt. Their record is 1-6, 0-3. They're tougher than that, but I do got James Madison playing in that game, winning that game. Eastern Michigan at Akron. Akron, they getting it together. Akron's getting it together. They and as far as team wise, they easily could be sitting at 3-3 right now, but they're at 1-6, 0-3 in the MAC. Eastern Michigan should win this game. Akron being at home, I think I would win with the over in that game. Eastern Michigan and Akron. I think they both could move the ball on that one. Northern Illinois at Ball State. I think that's just some kind of like rivalry in the MAC or something like that. Both being like damn near Indiana, Illinois teams so close. It's an important game for both universities. I would have to say Northern Illinois because of how they've been playing. Ball State should give a tough one though. Another good one today should be Bowling Green and Toledo. I'm going with Toledo in that game. I got Toledo winning the MAC, but Bowling Green has been playing tough. We've seen what they did with Penn State earlier this season. Kent State has been absolutely horrible, absolutely horrible garbage. Western Michigan, I got them in that game. I don't even know who that is. What is the NEC and UMass? But anybody's better than UMass. I guess I don't know. I'm going with Wagner. I don't know what is that? I can't even, what is that, y'all? Never seen that. Like maybe, I don't know. I'm just saying. UTSA at Tulsa. I'm taking you to the Road Runners over Tulsa today. All right. Oregon State at going to Cal. I think Cal will get that game. To be honest, I do think that they will get that game against Oregon State. Oregon State has not shown me well. I already picked the Texas Vanderbilt game. New Mexico and Colorado State. I think Colorado State gets rolling. New Mexico ain't got enough. Colorado State's a more complete team than New Mexico is. Southern Alabama is the favorite in this Louisiana Monroe game. And I don't know for why they are, but they are the favorite in that game. But I took the over in that game because I know that both offenses could score. So I took the over. Florida State at Miami. We keep thinking that, and people keep trying to make the allure of Miami. Miami got a walk-in right now. But all Miami fans that's all they said. Every Miami fan I know, shout out to Taco Sports with Doral Page. Shout out to Shad. Shout out to Coach Hayes. Every Miami fan I know shout out to South Coast King. There's a lot of people I know that are Miami Hurricanes fans, and they all said the same thing. Shout out to Law Dog. None of them have said or denied that Miami does not have an easy schedule. They all said Miami got an easy schedule. But it is what it is. They're playing their schedule. And I don't think Florida State beats Miami. Hell no. I think Miami puts them do what they supposed to do with that team, and they probably blow them out today. To be honest, it's gonna be a fucking Miami about to do them dirty. That's all I know. I don't know what it's gonna be about, but I got Miami about 14 easy. All right. West Virginia at Arizona. Seeing what Colorado did to Arizona last week. Arizona's DB's been hurt. That hurts that team. West Virginia, I don't know if Garrett Green is back or not, but West Virginia, you can't do nothing. They win that game. They win that game. West Virginia, even though Arizona been at home. They dropped 2 at home this year. Utah at Houston. I think Utah bounces back this week and they beat Houston at home. That's what I'm going with. Utah State, Wyoming in this game. Sheesh. I guess Wyoming in this game. I'll go with Wyoming. Arkansas State at Troy. Troy fell off this year. I'm going Arkansas State. I think that's a tough team. I think they're gonna do that. Michigan State going to Michigan. Good game. I should have had that one pulled up on the slide and picked. I thought about it, but I think it's a real good game. They both 4-3 and they're both 2-2 in the Big Ten. Michigan has to win at the Big House. They cannot let little brother beat them at the Big House. Michigan plays different at the Big. They play different there. Believe it or not, they just do. And that's why Texas beating them the way they did there was like, it meant it was crazy, especially if you're a Michigan fan. But man, Michigan State seemed to got it together. They got the better quarterback. I do think that it's going to be one of those games that maybe score. They do got the better quarterback, but Michigan's defense is there. Their quarterback plays not. And damn, man, I got to go with Michigan. I got to go with Big Blue. I got to for my little bro, but I think Michigan State, man, I think they cover. They may even beat them today. It's a good one, though. That's a good-ass game. Auburn at Kentucky. I'm going with Kentucky in that game. They at home. Kansas at Kansas State. That's going to be another good one, believe it or not. Kansas sitting at 2-5, 1-3. Hey man, they can still go 7-5. They can still do it. You know what I'm saying? They could. I still absolutely pull it out, and they can do that if they go ahead and they put their minds to it. They're built to beat Kansas State, even though that's little brother supposed to be, or big brother, whatever, and football and basketball are they little brother. But I Kansas State, they gonna keep it rolling. I think they keep it rolling. I want to take the over on that one. San Jose State at Fresno. I think I took the over on that joint. I think that's another scoring game. Washington State and San Diego State. San Jose, San Diego State. Washington State. I think Washington State wins that game. They're 6-1. Crazy. Yeah, they win that game over San Diego State. Nevada and Hawaii. I got Nevada in that game. Hawaii, just that air raid. They got to be able to run the ball. They got to switch that offense. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. But y'all, man, that is my picks. That's it for the day, y'all. I want y'all to enjoy the rest of y'all morning and y'all afternoon in college football. They didn't cut my show. They didn't cut me off. StreamYard and hate it. I don't know why they done that to me, but it's all good because I bounced back, got it up on there. Thank y'all for kicking it with me this morning. Y'all, peace.